It's your boy G Cornman Boxing. I have the honor and pleasure, Mr. Steven Espinoza. How we doing?
Good. How are you, brother?
So it's good to have you guys back. So good to have you guys back here at the Barclays Center. You guys are greatly missed, man.
I've missed the Barclays Center as well. I mean, this is. I know everybody wants to see Tank fight in December, but I think the silver lining of the postponement is that we could bring Tank here to the Barclays Center.
Awesome. How important is it for you guys, or is it important at all to keep this place alive? Because this was like a mecca for PBC, for Showtime, for all these great companies.
I think it's very important. I think the New York market overall is very important, and the Garden is a really busy venue. It's really tough to get in here.
Mm-hmm.
Tough to get in at Barclays Center as well. But Barclays has historically shown a little bit more enthusiasm and commitment to the sport of boxing. There's a long history in Brooklyn,
right?
And so I feel like this is the perfect place for it. I'm glad to be back.
Right. Do you feel like Tank Gervonta could become the face of American boxing? We see all these big fights going overseas to Saudi Arabia, but yeah, he's deciding to no, I want to stay in America, fight in New York. That's a pretty big statement. So do you feel he could be that face to carry American boxing?
Yeah, I think he's well on his way to doing that, and I think it's important that those two guys, like Canelo and Tank, have both sort of said, look, we're good. Like, we like what we're doing here. We like being able to connect with our fans and do these big events and sold out arenas and reach our fans directly, and sell out these top tier venues here in the U.S. And look, nothing against what they're doing in Saudi. Like, February 22nd
right.
card is a fantastic card.
Mm-hmm.
No one can argue that. But not everything can go out there.
Right.
And selfishly, for those of us who are American, it's good to see these big fights stay in the U.S. as well.
Right. What plans do you guys have for Gervonta? Because last year I believe he was only able to fight once in 24. So now going into 25, is he looking maybe at 2 or 3 fights? Or what
Yeah, I know. He wants to stay busy, and again, he wants to have big fights. And people forget, because it was a while ago. Like, he tried to make the Lomachenko fight,
mm-hmm.
And
right.
it came close. I thought that was going to happen. And Lomachenko is the one who pulled out. And had some discussions with Shakur, and whatever happened, it didn't work out, no problem. But I think, after this fight is over, Tank's going to ask us to go back and put in the biggest fights again, because he only wants big fights from here on out.
Right, so the target would still be one of the other biggest names. I mean, which division do you think that will be, whoever's the biggest? Because Tank ranged from 30, 35, 40. So
I think 35 is his best weight. He could go 40. I think anything above 40 would be really tough. I personally, I'd love to see the Ryan Garcia rematch, especially what's happened since. There's a lot has happened with Ryan since, and and there's a narrative around the Ryan and Tank fight anyway.
Right.
So once Ryan gets all squared away and he's set and ready to return, I still love that fight.
Right. That fight, the big numbers. Yep. A lot of both of the stocks has risen since then.
Yeah, absolutely.
As far as the PBC, what can we look forward to coming in with this upcoming schedule?
Well, I mean, I'd said to everybody in 2024 to be patient, as everything gets sort of ramped up.
Right.
And I think with the first 2 cards of this year, you see that that PBC is really ramping it up even more.
Mm-hmm.
February 1 card is as solid as any card we have, top to bottom.
Absolutely.
This one's going to be really solid as well. We're on the verge of announcing a couple of non-pay-per-view fights, so
nice.
I think you're going to be off to a really strong start in the first quarter.
Nice. And as far as the whole Amazon experience, what do you have to say about that, PBC being on that platform?
It's a fantastic platform, to be there, side by side with NFL and eventually, NBA. And they're big supporters, and I think, the training wheels are off a little bit, like everybody's got their legs under them, and I think 2025 will be a big year.
Absolutely. Mr. Espinoza, any final words for the fans and why they should come out on, when is this fight again?
March 1.
March, yes, sir.
I mean, look, Lamont Roach is going to be surprising a lot of people. He's a big, strong fighter. He's got a good amateur pedigree.
Right.
It's going to be a real strong undercard. And, this environment's one of the best fight environments in the U.S. March 1 is a can't-miss fight.
Absolutely. Any hints on that undercard yet, or nothing we can share?
Well, I've seen some of the rumors. Some of them, some have some accuracy. Look, I personally, and this is just me, I'm not saying anything. Look, there's already a a DMV flavor with this, with with Tank, and
Right.
you know, might make sense to put another DMV fighter or two on there.
Right.
You know, I'm just throwing out ideas. I mean, who knows?
That makes sense. We expect all of them to come up here, as they always do, you know.
Yep.
So, Mr. Espinoza, thank you for your time, and we wish you the best.
All right,
Honor
no
and pleasure
problem.
to have you back.
No problem.
Thank you, sir.
All right.